shriek on their release, blackening the skies and filling the air with a heinous and incomprehensible evil. Satan wings his way in fury to Jerusalem, where the wounded or dead are being recovered from the ruins left by the massive earthquake that toppled a tenth of the city, killing 7,000 people. To his horror, the two hated witnesses who were murdered here have risen from the dead and into the skies in front of the watching world. Lucifer knows that if he is to rule the entire planet, there has to be one final bloodbath. Israel must be annihilated and the Jews destroyed, so his enemy cannot return and reign from there. The ruler of this world hovers above the city, listening as the swine below cry out in fear and watching as the body of Victor Quade is pulled from the rubble, his head bloody from a monstrous wound. Hearts are broken as news spreads throughout the globe that their hero, the very one who saved them from the devastating plagues and hatred of the two witnesses, appears to be dead. The evil one waits for 2 days as more cameras and phones are focused on the horror of Victor's wound and seemingly lifeless body before making his move. 2,000 years ago, he entered Judas, and to his delight, Judas betrayed the devil's great enemy. Satan roared in triumph as his enemy died on a cross outside of Jerusalem. But the enemy rose in devastating victory, and today he lives. And his people who reek of Satan's own end live as well. But now, for all eternity, they will die, and he will live forever. With blackest rage, he swoops down through the air and slithers into the body of Victor Quade, who has been laying lifeless for 2 days. Victor's eyes flash open, his mouth turns up in a smile, and the world gasps. Chapter 2. Jerusalem, Israel. As chaos grips Jerusalem following the earth's shaking, many of the bloodied and wounded stand in awe of what they're witnessing. Victor Quade had been dragged from his hotel ruins 2 days ago and left lying lifeless atop the rubble. No one could survive such massive injuries. His body had appeared broken and covered with blood. The city had been gripped in fear and turmoil as citizens pulled bodies from the earthquake wreckage, and there had not been a stretcher or gurney available for the remains of Victor Quade, the man who had done more for peace than anyone in history when he confirmed a peace covenant with Israel nearly 3.5 years ago, bringing calm to the Middle East like never before. While anti-Semitism had been escalating throughout the earth, millions of Jews from every nation had immigrated to Israel, where Victor's peace covenant kept them safe. As part of the European 10, or E10 for short, world governing body, Victor had promised hope, healing, and peace for the entire globe. Without him, what would happen to the planet now? Following the tremendous assault on the universe, images and videos of volcanoes erupting, meteors falling, and some mountains crumbling and islands moving or vanishing from their spots shared screen time with pictures of this great man's mangled and bloody body. Victor Quade's gaping wounds had been shown on every screen throughout the universe as his corpse lay next to thousands more atop the city's ruins for the world to see and mourn. The globe had been covered in dark shadows as it grieved, and every eye had looked on in despair at his seemingly deceased form. But from the shadows of death, a flash of his eyes and the twitch of a finger sets the internet and news outlets ablaze. When Israeli Prime Minister Ari hears the crowd scream, he stops the interview he is giving with several international news correspondents and pushes his way through the wall of people, his heart pounding at the sight. Victor Quade, the man responsible for peace in the Middle East and for the rebuilding of the Jewish temple, is alive. "Our Messiah!" a woman next to Ari whispers through tears. Several in the crowd hear her and begin shouting and crying, "Our Messiah lives! Our Messiah has come!" Prime Minister Ari